the murder of Charles Foster Jr. How difficult was that case to try from the standpoint of as a prosecutor? How difficult?
About as difficult as they come, because of course we didn't have a whole lot of witnesses knocking down our doors trying to give us information, or we didn't have a lot of witnesses cooperating. The witnesses that were identified by police, we did not have a lot of witnesses cooperating. And you know, up until the eve of trial, we were trying to determine if we could successfully prosecute it. I mean, from the very beginning, I just felt like I had to show what the police were dealing with. From the very beginning, even the responding patrol officers. We don't know anything, we haven't seen anything, we want to go home. You know, we're mad because you're putting us in patrol cars and taking us down to headquarters. They're giving fake names. People who have been shot or not even talking to law enforcement. I mean, so that's from the very beginning up front. The morning of trial, we filed a motion to keep the media out.
Yes.
And that was because witnesses that I had spoken to were concerned about, they didn't have a problem testifying, but they were concerned about their picture being in the paper, their faces being on the news, and it's because they live in this community and were afraid of retaliation.
You said deaf, dumb, and blind, the gunfire.
Yes.
I mean, that's what this was all about.
Yes, and that exactly. And of course, that came to me in interviewing one of the detectives who responded. You see, his exact words were, everybody was deaf, dumb, and blind. And you know, I thought, again, it just amazes me. I'm thinking, why? You know, why would people like not, you know, say anything? Why would people not help police?
And you got up in your clothes and you told that jury why your case was weak. You called it the code of silence, and you said it was fear and friendship. What were you trying to do there?
Well, in case the jury got back in the jury room and began to deliberate and say, we don't want to convict where there's just one person. For example, with Shaquille Porter, there was only one witness who identified him. Of course, to me, she was very persuasive, but there was still only one. And just to try and cut off them getting in the jury room and saying, we don't want to convict and there's just one eyewitness. You know, well, this is the reason why there's only one eyewitness. And then, you know, so consider not only what she says, but consider why, well, number one, not only consider what she says, consider what she's putting at risk by coming in here and saying it, and then consider too why we don't have more. Honesty with the jury goes a long way, because if I don't tell them what I don't have, you can believe that Stacey Jackson and Michael Leddings are going to get up there and tell them what I don't have. So I'd rather them hear it from me first than the defense to hammer it. And I mean, you got to be honest you got to be honest about the case. You have to be. Otherwise, I think it affects your credibility.
Define the code of silence.
To me, from my experience prosecuting, the code of silence means that people are just, you know, there's this, you don't tell on someone else. If you want to tell on yourself, you tell on yourself, but you don't tell on anyone else. In the criminal culture, I think the only thing worse, my perception is the only thing worse than a snitch is a child molester. So it's like a snitch is only one step up from being a child molester in the criminal culture.